What's up, everybody? Foresight here today. I'm joined by Joseph, aka Grimlock. I'm also here with Nick. Tonight is the slasher
Explain.
Q&A.
We're slasher Q&A.
Yeah, pardon my
Let's
attire.
call it Q&A.
Joseph's gonna be pulling up the questions, and we're all gonna answer the questions. I guess that's how you want to do it.
All right. I'll just take it from the top. We got Denzel the Third here. I wonder what happened to 1 and 2. I've been watching you guys since 2018 when the Corruptor series released. How did the idea of the Corruptor come about? I'll just cut it off there so we can answer that part first.
So the Corruptor came about. I think it was it seems so long ago, and it actually was. It was before COVID, obviously. From what I remember of the Corruptor, I think it was supposed to be in the trailer a Halloween special, and that series was supposed to take place between the months of October and November. It actually ended up being its entire series. It was supposed to be something small, and it actually ended up as
I just pulled it up right now. It was 3 years ago. Whew. The Corruptor, a Halloween special official trailer, and then episode 1 came out later, 3 years ago.
That series was definitely.
I almost forgot about that. It actually was supposed to be a one-shot special.
We didn't expect it to be as big as it is now. It was really just supposed to be something small, and then that's why I think Capture the Skulls came out after the following years, because we finally figured out what would be the Halloween special, which was Capture the Skulls.
Yeah, we did do Jason Friday 13th before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are just regular multiplayer.
Yeah. To continue Denzel's question, and how did you guys come up with the idea of tying slasher into the end of Corruptor? Was it because of an idea strictly focusing on the slasher again as the next horror series?
That's a good question, actually.
Okay,
I think you know.
Yeah. To be honest, or at least I didn't think of tying Corruptor into slasher up until the end. Like, it was kind of spontaneous, and I just saw like a really good opportunity right there, and I just took it, and we just worked it from there.
Yeah, because we were like, what if? I think it was really just a what if, and that what if ended up being the actual ending.
Yeah, because it was like a really good opportunity to expand on the story and lore that we started off with Slasher, and it gave us a much bigger foundation to work with when we made Slasher Season 2, because as you guys know, the monsters from Corruptor joined the monsters from Slasher. Although not necessarily joined as a team, but they joined as.
And the reason why Slasher came back was because in the end of season 1, it was
cliffhanger ending.
Yeah, season 1.
Yeah. That was when we were walking through the snow.
I think that's when we planned to do a second season. That's when we were kind of just like, all right, well, we ended it off on a cliffhanger. Like, if people really want a second season, we could do it, and that's exactly what we did.
Mm-hmm. Denzel's second question is, how long did it take for you guys to plan each episode? I saw a lot of little details in each vid. There is no straight answer to that.
Yeah.
It was just whenever we were free.
Yeah, because honestly, we were busy, but whenever we finally got free time, we called each other up, planned it out, talked it out, worked out little plot holes and whatnot. It really varies.
But he's asking plan each episode, so...
Oh, planning them.
So I would say we came up with pretty much two episodes in pretty much a month, I'd say.
Yeah.
We would make one episode, it would release, and then we would pretty much already have like half of the second episode done and already have an idea for the third. So it was kind of just like one leading into another.
We would go back and forth texting or on the phone, and then when we all get together, we would end up coming up with all these crazy ideas, and then we eventually pretty much collaborate everything. And
over the phone, we pretty much came up with the drafts, and then once we came in person like we are now, we ran through the drafts and then just fleshed it all out.
Yeah.
And it ended up working.
All right, do you want to move on to the next one?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, first name, last name. Underrated series for sure. Just want to say how entertaining it was. Thanks, no problem.
Thank you very much.
Pens63. Could we get a season 3 or another horror series? I loved the idea how we were able to vote on certain outcomes. Use that idea for future videos. As a viewer, it makes things quite more interesting. I agree.
Okay,
That
so
was very, I love those things. It's very fun.
so I actually just had this talk with Nick before Joseph came. A slasher season 3 won't be happening. I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain the pros and the cons as fast as I can. The pros, obviously, you guys would enjoy it, and we know it will do good because it's always something that you guys enjoy seeing. The cons is really that for us, it's an interesting storyline, but if we do the same returning characters, you guys will enjoy it, but we'll get bored of filming it with the same people.
Yeah.
It's more or less reusing our same ideas from the last 2 seasons
Yeah.
Yeah, like
instead
this-
of having something
It's
fresh.
just recycling them and refurbishing it, because if we make new characters and we bring back Baggy, we bring back Slasher, it's sort of just going to be, you're going to see a lot of similarities from Slasher Season 1, Slasher Season 2,
yeah.
and eventually lead up to a 4, and it's like, we don't want to make that series overrated.
There's a certain point where we exhaust the
idea.
expiration date of the story and the characters. Like the way with season 2 ended, they're both dead. I believe, if I remember right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Except
were-
for
somebody did ask that question, so we'll definitely go back to that. Oh, I can answer this question by Smoke Jump. He goes, probably the best question. How did you guys come up with the series The Slasher in the first place? And there's a very, very funny story to that. I don't know if it's still there or not. Let me check. I can actually check.
I think I know where you're going with it.
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
still
You know
there.
exactly where I'm going. So, years and years ago, we were friends with, we had our little friend group. We don't talk to the 2 people anymore.
This goes back to 2017.
Yeah, this is 2017. So, it's us 3, and we're chilling out. Or was it just me and you, Mike? I'm pretty
It
sure.
was all of us.
It was all of us.
That was when we used to hang out back to back every single day.
Mhm.
Slept over, hung out. It was like a 3-day thing.
That was crazy. So, we just kind of got the idea, because we found, what was it, it was like some toy, like, rake thing.
It was in Joseph's backyard.
So we're like, oh, like we had just started the channel too, so we were just kind of like recording whatever
Before the vlogs and whatnot with you guys.
Vlogs, yeah.
So we were just kind of like chasing each other around with this little thing, and then we called it Slasher, and then we kind of were just like, we could probably make a story out of this.
It actually started off as a multiplayer
It was
thing.
supposed to be a multiplayer game.
Essentially,
I remember,
what
yeah.
we did as Friday the 13th, that's kind of what we did back then with the rake.
And we
It
did
was the
that
same
in
idea.
broad daylight. I think at one point we did that with Angie.
Yeah, she was the
And
slasher.
then
at
we
one point.
did it with Ashley.
Oh, I think that was the last video that they were both in.
I forget who said we ended up turning it into a story, from multiplayer into a story, and yeah, it just grew from there.
I
It
didn't
was-
realize you can really say the Slasher really stuck with us since the very beginning. Although
Oh yeah,
that
It's our
series
biggest
was
series on the
supposed
channel.
that series was supposed to come after campaign, but we didn't
Yeah.
have enough people at that time.
Yeah,
it
for
was
campaign.
so impossible to get enough people over for just the first episode of campaign. Slasher was supposed to be the last thing we did, at least after campaign started. But then Slasher ended up becoming the only thing we did, because I remember Smoke Jump commented in one of our old videos how he said, I remember how Slasher was supposed to be the last thing, or campaign was supposed to be the first thing, and now Slasher's taken over.
Yeah, Slasher completely just like.
Yeah,
It, like, blew
you could
everything
pretty
out.
much say it kind of really just started the whole channel, like
Mhm.
the of series.
Slasher really like.
The vlogs
got our channel
were
popular.
the vlogs were almost like a small taste of what it was gonna be like being on camera. We still have those videos. I have those videos up for
Yeah.
reasons because of that reason.
Yeah.
But
It has, there's A Day with Joseph Vlog 3 it's 199 views.
190.
I'm
4
still
years
writing
ago.
that book too, technically.
Yeah, wait, how long ago was that? 5 years ago.
4 years, 5 years ago.
It's gonna be 5, I think.
in the next
Way
coming
more.
weeks.
Way
Yeah.
more. I've been working on that
But
stuff
yeah,
for the way.
we love, really enjoyed filming it.
In exactly 10 days, it would be 5 years.
10 days that video would be
No.
5 years.
From the
Wait,
day
9
from it.
days. 9 days now.
Slasher started, I always reflect back to that, and I know a lot of the OG fans who was there at that time period remember that. If you're new, that's how it originated, and it's pretty obvious because it's all on video. So it's like almost like a legendary moment caught on video. It's like the birth of Slasher, and then 2 series
It
after
just
that.
escalated.
If you
so
count
much.
Corruptor, then it feels like it's 3, but it's not.
Yeah. Smoke Jump also said, I think we would all like to know what happened to the wise man and Nick after he got caught again.
So
We're supposed to answer that in a separate video, correct?
yeah, that's gonna be in a separate video. We have had other, because you guys did vote on the second to last video for who you were gonna go with. You're gonna go with Slash. You're gonna go with Baggy. You're gonna go with Wiseman. I think everybody picked the Wiseman.
The majority did. Not everybody, but the majority did.
It was a majority vote for Wiseman.
So that pretty much, that itself says a lot. Meaning there are other two endings that were never released.
At some point, I don't know exactly when.
I think we still have to record
one or two of them.
Actually,
but yeah, we're gonna record like three things: the epilogue of what happened with the Wise Men after the canon ending, which was going with the Wise Men. That's the canon ending. We have to record an epilogue of what happened next because we did have that written down in the script.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have to record both of the alternate endings that would have happened if you chose go with Baggy or go with Slasher, because we wrote out some cool twists there, and it would. I think you guys would like to at least know what could have happened, but those two endings are obviously not canon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still nice to see what could have happened.
But to answer your question about what happened, basically, it's classified until we get the video. It'll make more sense once the other two endings are out. Pretty much, that's how I see it.
Yeah, that Dirty Dan, go take a bath. You're so dirty. How was the character Baggy created for Corruptor and Slasher Season 2? Most importantly, what happened to the Wise Man, which is what Smoke went from said.
So Baggy was created based off of this movie called The Strangers. The mask was actually made for that movie, but somebody that I know online was making replicas and just regular ones. I was like, it would be cool to borrow this mask from that movie and use it in Slasher. That mask really fit in well with the way we were controlling that character. So the mask really said a lot for his character. So it really stands out.
Yeah.
Nice question.
Yeah, for the Corruptor Slasher Season 2, most one. Oh, yeah. Denzel asked another question, says, I'm not sure if the Corruptor is Slasher related, but I'm going to assume it was because of the last episode. And Smoke Jump said I was about to ask that too. Yeah, Corruptor, like I said earlier in this video, Corruptor is tied into Slasher with the ending. That's actually pretty much it, right? It's the same universe.
Yeah, it was just, again, it was something that was put into two.
Think of it as the Corruptor started in the middle of Slasher, except the protagonist of the Corruptor is somebody completely different. That was like a one-off character.
Yeah.
Although, yeah.
All right, so that pretty much concludes the Slasher Q&A. I hope the questions were detailed enough, because these questions were detailed.
Yeah,
so
these
I
were
was
good
hoping
questions.
that you
these
guys...
are like really make you think questions.
Yeah,
and plus it also goes down into the channel's history. Some of them.
Yeah, especially the original.
How did Slasher? That was like a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, I actually, me and Nick always reflect back to that time period, 2017, but not really talking about the Slasher, but stuff that's outside of YouTube. But it's also crazy how that is also tied into.
Because summer of 2017 was also like when we started.
Yeah, it was the idea of trying to figure out what are we gonna do. That's why the vlogs were just like random, because it's like.
Because you notice it's always a variety of content. If it's not like, the Nerf gun stuff, it's either gaming or it was a vlog.
Yeah.
To be honest,
or it was just hanging out too.
Yeah, personally, I think we might want to try going back into gaming. Because just in case.
The gaming aspect is what we're saying. That might be coming to look forward to, slowly working on, but now you guys are probably wondering, where do we stand at? There will be a new horror series or movie coming in the future. I can't guarantee when. We can't guarantee when.
It's still practically the middle of August, so we have all September to plan.
Yeah, my semester starts in September, so that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, me too. So that's gonna be rough. So figure maybe like
then this campaign.
Maybe figure like end of winter, spring, maybe even next summer. We don't know what the future holds, but what we know, what we have to do is campaign. We're gonna be grinding that out. I don't know if we're gonna be doing Capture the Skulls this year. I know we didn't do it last year. May not do it this year because of school. So. Again, everything is just maybe and
as of right now, everything is just ideas that we don't know if we could go forward with it.
Yeah,
it's mainly dependent on whether or not we can get enough people at the right time.
We're not gonna start a new series if we're unsure. If we're 100%, that's when it's in the making. If it's unsure, it's not.
We just so far all we know is that we want to make a horror series, episode, short movie, whatever. We just know we want to try something.
Yeah.
Something we can put lots of effort, time, and hard work into it, and get something actually good.
But with that being said, you guys, this video is now. We are going to conclude it here. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for you guys for your questions and everything. We hope we answered your questions.
Hopefully we can answer them good
I
enough.
personally do really enjoy these kinds of questions because I like to write stories. I want to do that for a living.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever people ask questions about my stories and whatnot, it really helps. It helps.
Yeah. And it makes you look at things in different perspectives that you haven't seen them in before.
It's really fun watching people try to figure out your story too. That's really fun, seeing people's theories.
And that's our motivation to continue to making interesting stories and getting people involved and voting and what other ways we can make
exactly. People like the
other
voting.
alternate endings.
I would like to do that more too, like making alternate videos where people can choose what to do next. That's really fun.
But again, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the upcoming videos, Summer Wars campaign. So we'll see you guys then. Thank you, and peace.
Peace out.